We make change. Today we're going to be lining our tiny house. We're using 7mm radiata pine plywood, which is commonly available in New Zealand and relatively cheap. Not that we've done it yet, but our ceiling's pretty much bang on 2.7 metres. So we've sourced our plywood at 2.7, which is a little bit more uncommon than the standard 2.4, but it's still gettable even at 7 mils. So we're going to whitewash this. So basically get a cheapish paint and dull it down with some water, slap it on, one coat, done. It's quick, easy and cheap and looks good. Well, I think it does. So here we've done something I suppose a little different, a little bit more contemporary looking, and we've gone like no architraves around the windows. So that's the finish you're going to get, and I'll tidy this up a bit more, and I reckon it looks quite cool and it saves another process. So the way we did that was lay the plywood sheet over the whole window and then cut it out from the outside of the house later, so you make sure you get it just right. So we've pinned the sheets and glued. You can see there, you get tiny little pin holes, nail holes. So you get a ream of those. Make sure though when you're buying your nails that they're the right size for the gun that you're using. I made that mistake, got 18 gauge instead of 16 gauge and was wondering why, and they're smaller, and was wondering why the gun wasn't working, it kept jamming up. So it didn't jam up, it wasn't firing properly at all, and I thought I'd bought a dud. We got that gun on Trade Me for like $30, so pretty cheap. The disadvantage with an air gun is you've got your air hose, which always needs to be attached for it to work. So you're pulling that around the building site and tripping over it and whatnot. So that's a bit of a pain, but I just find compared to say the Plaslow gas guns, which have got quite expensive consumables because you've got to buy these, which you have to buy anyway, but then you've got to buy the gas cylinders as well, and it gets pretty expensive quite quickly, where running this way is relatively cheap, like you are using a bit of power. So I think just for the home handyman, it's pretty good.
Baby, you got something, it don't come easily. Yeah, I want a little bit of your breezing, loving the honey from a killer bee. You got to go get it. got something, yeah, don't come easily. Yeah, I want a little bit of your peace and love, honey, from a killer bee. Got to go get it. You got to go and take it. You gotta go. Baby, you got something, yeah, don't come easily.
Put that sheet up now. It's all good, looking sweet. It's all nice and square. So things you got to watch out for is getting, well, that doesn't matter so much because that gets skirting on it. And just cutting out these electrical boxes. And then you want to get this join here as nice as possible. I think we're not going too bad there. And then in our instance, we want to try to get this top pretty straight as well. That's where some LED lighting is going up in there, so we shouldn't be able to see too much of that, but we're trying to get it as square as possible. And we're shooting these pins, I don't know, what are they, 200, 250 mils apart, all the way around the perimeter with glue. And then not firing too many in the middle of the sheet because the glue will hopefully hold most of that. So those pins are just there to hold the sheet while the glue goes off, and the glue does most of the work. Using this stuff here. The reason we're using that because it's low VOC. Yeah, it doesn't react with polyurethane because it's solvent free. Yeah, it's a pretty good product. It takes about 24 hours to go off.
Oh, baby, you got something, yeah, don't come easily. Yeah, I want a little bit of your peace and loving, honey, from a killer bee. Got to go get it.